Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. National Tax Security Awareness Week, Day 2, Giving Tuesday. Remember that scammers can use fake charities to get sensitive information. But first, an attempt at a joke. I apologize in advance. The IRS is like a bad laundry machine. Every time you deal with them, you keep losing your shirt. Which isn't good because new shirts are getting more expensive these days. I'd start going shirtless except for the fact that if I had no shirt, the IRS would probably take my pants and then charge me for indecent exposure, resulting in a disproportionately large penalty for such a small exposure due to, it being really cold this time of year, causing like shrinkage. Anyways, it just doesn't seem fair. IR 2021-237, November 30th, 2021, Washington. The Internal Revenue Service and Security Summit partners today warn taxpayers to be wary of fake charities used by scammers to get money as well as sensitive financial and personal information from victims. Today being Giving Tuesday marks a special day as the holidays approach and people give to their favorite causes through charitable organizations. So obviously we want to do some research when we're giving to the charitable organizations, making sure it's a legitimate organization because one, we can get a tax deduction for it, but two, we would like the money to actually be going somewhere good as opposed to a fake organization where the money will most likely be used for something bad. And three, you want the organization to be efficient, possibly run more like a business because businesses are typically more efficient due to the market forces imposed on them. And the charitable organizations, you can look at it kind of like a business setting and try to see which ones are better at getting that money actually applied out doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing. Typically, if you have the choice, of course, of taking the money and giving it, say, to the government or giving it to a charitable organization, if you do your research, you are far better off by giving it to the charitable organization because if you can find one that is run well, then they're going to have less bloat normally, and you'll be able to choose an organization that's getting the money, to do the thing that you feel passionate about or think that needs to be done. So in any case, back to the text here. Scammers can take advantage of this by setting up fake charities to trick unsuspecting donors into providing not only money, but also their sensitive information. So anytime you get a charitable organization, they're obviously, if it's a scam, they're pulling on your heartstrings, and they probably have a sense of timing or urgency about it, and they're trying to get a couple things involved in it. One, of course, money, and two, that sensitive information becoming more and more important these days to scammers as the market is going up due to the fact that we have all this money going out for programs and whatnot. So filing fake tax returns due to advance payments, child tax credit payments, earned income tax credit, and the stimulus packages, all this money, then that fake identification can become more and more important. So you got to be more sensitive even than normal on those types of things as well. The Security Summit, a coalition of state tax agencies, the nation's tax community, and the IRS urge people to make sure they are giving to legitimate charity. This can help protect taxpayers' personal and financial data and help prevent tax-related identity theft. Donors should always check to make sure that they're giving to a legitimate charity and can easily do so by using a special IRS tool, the Tax Exempt Organization tool. There's a link to the Tax Exempt Organization search tool here. This is day 2 of National Tax Security Awareness Week. Now in its 6th year, the IRS, state tax agencies, and the nation's tax industry working together as the Security Summit are providing tips this week to help protect people against identity theft, as well as help safeguard sensitive tax information that criminals can use to try filing fake tax returns and obtaining refunds. The special week includes special informational graphics and social media efforts on platforms including Twitter and Instagram through @IRS News and hashtag tax security. The combination of the holiday shopping season, the upcoming tax season, and the pandemic create additional opportunities for criminals to steal sensitive information. People should take extra care while shopping online or viewing emails and texts. The summit partners remind taxpayers to be on the lookout for scammers and identity thieves who set up fake organizations to take advantage of the public's generosity. Scammers take advantage of tragedies and disasters. So obviously the worse things are for people, the more the scammers have an opportunity in those cases. So you got to be careful when the economy's down and whatnot. And when the holiday seasons roll around and money is flowing, then those are the times for the scammers, you would think here. So scams requesting donations for disaster relief efforts are especially common over the phone. Taxpayers should always check out a charity before they donate, and they should not feel pressured to give immediately. Every time they make up, there could be some great stories out there like, we need cash now. The classic story is, someone needs bond or something. It's in jail in Mexico or something like that. We need money now. And then they need it in a gift certificate or something like that. It's like, why would you need it from a gift certificate? And so anytime you got that pressure, that there's a timing pressure, you might want to try. It's hard, but to try to step back and say no. So in any case, tips to help taxpayers avoid fake charity scams. Individuals should never let any caller pressure them. A legitimate charity will be happy to get a donation at any time, so there's no rush. So note that if they are pressuring you in a charitable type of organization setting on the phone or in front of other people and so on, then you typically would like to say, I'd like to do a little bit more research. I'll check out your website and give at a later time. And you think that would be a legitimate type of thing to do, and just a common good practice generally when you're giving to charities. So and on the phone or even in person, the only way to actually do that is usually just to say thank you and hang up. Thank you, no thanks. No thank you, hang up. Right? So donors are encouraged to take time to do their own research, confirm the charity is real. Potential donors should ask the fundraiser for the charity's extra name, website, and mailing address so they can confirm it later. Some dishonest telemarketers use names that sound like well-known charities to confuse people. So, obviously if there's a name you're like, that sounds familiar, but I don't think that's exactly right, then you want to make sure you pick that up. Be careful about how a donation is made. Taxpayers shouldn't work with charities that ask for donations by giving numbers of gift card or writing money. So whenever obviously someone asks for money, whether it be a scam or a charity, that's usually when the scam is up. Even if you're following along with the whole other thing, you've been on the phone, you've invested an hour of time talking to this person, and now they want their money, and you're like, okay, I'm going to give you the money for this emergency. And then they want a gift card. They want it through a gift card. Like, why in the world? We got like 100 ways to give money, because obviously the gift card doesn't have the same kind of tracking ability or paper trail or audit trail as other payment methods. So that is a pretty large giveaway at that point. Even after I've invested like 5 hours of talking to this person, they've convinced me that the world is going to end unless I give them, whatever, $1,000 or something. The fact that they want it by gift card, that should stop it at that point. So that's a scam. It's safe to pay by credit card or check, and only after researching the charity. Taxpayers who give money or goods to a charity may be able to claim a deduction on the federal return by reducing the amount of their taxable income. However, to receive a deduction, taxpayers must donate to a qualified charity. To check the status of a charity, they can use the IRS tax-exempt organization search tool. There's a link to that here. The IRS, state agencies, the private sector tax industry, including tax professionals, work in partnership as the Security Summit to help protect taxpayers from identity theft and refund fraud. This is part of a week-long series of tips to raise awareness about identity theft. The irs.gov/Security Summit for more details. There's a link to that website here. There'll be a link to this in the description.